But I knew that half of my family, I thought, they're gypsies. Nobody could be that bad.
Can you imagine your mum keeping that secret for such a long time?
50 years. My father never knew, nobody ever knew. Because if she'd have told my father, he would never have married her, I would imagine.
He's won 2 Oscars and a reputation which grows as he gets older.
At 92 years old, when the world believed his story had already been written, Sir Michael Caine did something nobody expected. He broke his silence. He revealed a truth so deeply buried, so fiercely protected, that even those closest to him never suspected it existed. For 50 years, one woman guarded a secret that shaped his childhood, molded his career, and defined the man he would become. A secret powerful enough to explain his greatest roles, his deepest wounds, and the pain he carried in silence. And now, after a lifetime of holding it in the dark, Michael Caine has finally told the world everything. What was she hiding? And why did it take him 92 years to say it out loud? Stay with us. This story changes everything. What the world didn't understand was the pain of someone who had been working since the age of 14, suddenly being asked to sit still. For Michael Caine, retirement wasn't peace, it was erasure. His days, once filled with scripts, call sheets, and camera lights, became silent and long. His home in Surrey felt larger than ever, echoing with memories of the roles he had lived, the friends he had lost, and the stories he still longed to tell. This wasn't just the end of a career. It was the slow suffocation of purpose. To understand why this man could not simply walk away, you must first understand the secret that shaped him. A secret he discovered at the age of 60 that rewrote his entire life and forced him to re-examine every belief he had about family, loyalty, and love. It was a phone call from a reporter, the kind most celebrities avoid. But instead of dismissing it, Michael listened. The voice on the other end asked a question so shocking it froze him where he stood. Did you know about your half-brother David? The world he thought he knew, his childhood in Rotherhithe, his mother's routines, the struggles of wartime London, all shifted in an instant. His mother, Ellen, the strongest woman he had ever known, had kept a secret for 50 years. Every week, rain or shine, war or peace, she would leave home saying she was going shopping. But she wasn't shopping. She was visiting her firstborn son David, born with severe disabilities and placed in Cane Hill Hospital at the age of 2. She made that journey alone, never telling her husband, never telling her children, never asking for help. She carried that burden with quiet dignity, determined that her other sons, Michael and Stanley, would not grow up with that weight on their shoulders. When Michael confronted her gently about it, she simply said, "I didn't want you to feel different. I didn't want you to carry what I carried." In that moment, he realized that the strength he had played in his roles, the silent suffering he had captured on screen, the deep emotional truth of his performances were all reflections of the quiet courage he had seen in his mother, the resilience, the secrecy, the unspoken pain. He had inherited her spirit long before he ever knew what shaped it. But a felon taught him how to survive. Another woman taught him how to live. Her name was Shakira Baksh, and she became the love that saved him. In the early 1970s, at the height of his fame, Michael Caine was quietly destroying himself. 2 bottles of vodka a day, endless nights, endless parties, endless escape. He filmed The Italian Job drunk, Get Carter hungover, and spiraled dangerously close to early death. Then one night, sitting in his flat with a drink in hand, he saw her. A Maxwell House commercial flashed across the television. A woman holding a cup of coffee, her smile warm, calm, comforting. In that simple image, he saw something worth living for. And he said out loud to no one, "I'm going to marry that woman." It took 13 phone calls before she finally agreed to meet him. But from the moment they sat together, something inside him shifted. The vodka disappeared not because she demanded it, but because he wanted to see life clearly with her. The parties stopped not because she complained, but because he preferred a quiet night with her over any celebration. Their love became his anchor, his compass, his reason to live. For 52 years, through triumph and heartbreak, through pain and recovery, Shakira stood by him. When age began to weigh on him, when pain grew sharper, when the nights felt longer, she whispered to him, "You're still a lion." But even lions sometimes retreat when their bodies begin to fail. After filming The Great Escaper in 2023, a movie critics called the perfect farewell, Michael Caine finally said it out loud, "I'm bloody 90. I can't walk properly. I'm done." The world accepted it. The headlines declared it. His IMDb page froze like a memorial. The phone that once rang endlessly stopped completely. For the first time in his life, he had no scripts to read, no characters to study, no sets waiting for him. He began writing his memoir, titled Don't Look Back, You'll Trip Over, almost as if he were preparing his own eulogy. And then, the phone rang again. But this time, it wasn't the call anyone expected. Not from Christopher Nolan, who had given him some of his most iconic late-career roles. Not from a British filmmaker wanting one last performance from their national treasure. It was Vin Diesel, an action star from a different generation. A man known for franchises like Fast and Furious, calling with a message Michael never anticipated. "I don't want you for my film," Vin said. "I need you." The offer stunned everyone. A full return in The Last Witch Hunter 2. An action fantasy role demanding the kind of physical power Michael Caine no longer had. His agents refused instantly. His doctors warned it was dangerous. Even Shakira, the woman who had supported him through every storm, gently urged caution. But something in Vin Diesel's voice, raw, sincere, almost pleading, lit a spark deep inside him. For Caine, this wasn't about money, fame, or legacy. It was about purpose. The kind of purpose a man feels when the world stops asking for him. And suddenly someone does. Preparing for the film has become a war. Every morning begins with pills, stretching, and controlled pain. His spine won't heal, but his spirit refuses to surrender. With specialists guiding him, he learns to mask the tremors, conserve energy, and hold himself just long enough for the cameras to capture history one more time. On set, a dedicated medical team waits. Custom chairs are disguised as props. Body doubles handle the dangerous movements. But when the camera zooms in for his close-ups, when he delivers his lines with that steady, unmistakable voice, everyone present knows they're witnessing something historic. Not just a performance, a declaration, a refusal to surrender. Through all of this, Shakira remains his constant support, watching the man she saved decades ago fight once more, not against addiction, not against failure, but against time itself. Meanwhile, his upcoming book, Don't Look Back, You'll Trip Over, reveals the philosophy he has carried all his life. You survive by learning from the past, but you live by refusing to be trapped in it. And even at 92, he continues to move forward, even when the world insists he should stop. Critics argue that he should stay retired, that this film might tarnish his legacy, that someone his age should rest, reflect, fade gracefully. But Michael Caine has never lived for critics. He has lived for purpose, for passion, for the truth that life is not measured in years, but in what you dare to do with them. So when this film finally arrives, and we watch Sir Michael Caine at 93 moving slower, if this journey inspired you, make sure to like the video, share it with others, and subscribe for more powerful Hollywood stories. Thanks for watching.